The Oath of Revenge. Young Hannibal Barca stands before a statue of his late father, Hamilcar, in the candlelit temple of their home in Carthage. He swears an oath of hatred and revenge against Rome, fueled by stories of his father's struggles and defeats in the First Punic War. The march begins. Hannibal, now an accomplished general, commands his troops to march toward the Pyrenees. The vast diversity of his army is evident. African soldiers, fierce Iberians, and quick-footed Numidian cavalry, each with distinctive attire and weapons. Crossing the Alps. A dramatic depiction of Hannibal's army as they navigate treacherous and icy alpine paths. Elephants and soldiers alike struggle under falling snow, showcasing Hannibal's determination and tactical audacity. The blood of Trebia. Hannibal's forces engage and decimate Roman troops at the Trebia River. The Roman soldiers crumble under the surprise attack, their crimson cloaks staining the icy waters. Rome takes notice. Back in the Roman Senate, the mood is tense as politicians debate the Carthaginian threat. Their faces show both disbelief and fear as messengers relay news of Hannibal's victories. Strategy reconsidered. The two Roman consuls for 216 BC, Gaius Terentius Varro and Lucius Aemilius Paulus, debate the strategies for confronting Hannibal. Varro insists on direct engagement, while Paulus remains skeptical. Gathering the legions, a grand visual of Roman legions assembling in fields outside Rome. Thousands of soldiers, their armor gleaming under the sun, demonstrate Rome's numerical power and precision. Hannibal's plans form. In the war tent, Hannibal examines maps with his key officers. His fingers trace the outline of Cannae as he devises his plan to trap the Romans using their own tactics against them. Dawn at Cannae. The sun rises gold over the open plains of Cannae, casting long shadows as both armies prepare for battle. The air is filled with tension as soldiers line up in disciplined ranks. The setup. Hannibal's forces form a convex shape on the battlefield. The strategic positioning deceives the Romans, who expect a straightforward clash. Numidian cavalry stand poised on the flanks. The clash begins. Roman soldiers charge, their commanders urging them forward. Dust rises in frantic waves as the two forces meet. Swords clash, shields splinter, and the earth shakes with the sound of combat. A feigned retreat. Hannibal's weaker center appears to falter and pull back, luring the Romans in deeper, creating chaos and false confidence among their ranks. The envelopment. Hannibal's infantry on the flanks advances, curving inward like a closing net. The Romans, tightly packed, begin to panic as they are slowly encircled. Cavalry sweep Numidian cavalry with their lightning speed, overrun the Roman flanks and attack from the rear, sealing the envelopment and trapping the Roman legions. The Roman collapse. Amid the battle's chaos, the Roman soldiers are squeezed together, suffocated by the relentless assault. The ground runs red with blood, and desperate cries fill the air. The aftermath of Cannae. As the sun sets, the battlefield lies littered with Roman dead. Hannibal surveys the scene, victorious yet aware of the gravity of his next moves. Rome in mourning. In Rome, citizens and senators mourn the loss of their sons, brothers, and fathers. Temples are crowded with grieving families and offerings to the gods. Hannibal's strategic dilemma. Hannibal gathers his commanders, contemplating the next step. Discussions reveal uncertainty. They debate marching to Rome or consolidating their position. Political tensions rift his allies in Italy. Rise of Fabius Maximus. The Roman Senate in crisis debates their future strategy. The appointment of Fabius Maximus as dictator is met with mixed reactions as his cautious tactics challenge Roman ideals. The Fabian strategy. Roman skirmishes with Hannibal become smaller and scattered, with Fabius avoiding engagement. The countryside is stripped bare by Roman forces to deny Hannibal supplies. Discontent in Rome. Public opinion in Rome turns against Fabius, calling him the delayer. Citizens grow restless, divided between wanting swift revenge and supporting Fabius's long-term approach. Hannibal's waning power. Winter in Italy strains Hannibal's resources. His soldiers endure hunger and homesickness. Unable to provoke open battle, his forces grow restless and fractured alliances shake. Roman reorganization scenes of Roman soldiers training, their methods acquire flexibility. Political leaders focus on diplomatic and economic tactics to cut off Carthage's supply lines globally. Scipio rises Publius. Cornelius Scipio is seen galvanizing troops in Spain. His charisma and understanding of Hannibal's methods make him a rising star in the Roman military hierarchy. Hannibal's return home. Ordered back to Carthage, Hannibal reluctantly departs from Italy, leaving behind dreams of crippling Rome. He faces a war-weary army and a divided Carthaginian Senate. Preparation for Zama. Scipio lands in North Africa, a charge in his eyes. His forces double their efforts, knowing the endgame is near. Hannibal, in his homeland, gathers what strength he can. The Battle of Zama commences. The battlefield of Zama keys into view, where Hannibal and Scipio stand facing each other across the plains. An epic confrontation between old foes, the tension is palpable. Reversal of fortunes. The battle's tide turns as Roman cavalry circumvents Hannibal's forces. Scipio's flexibility counters Hannibal's strategies, leading to an inevitable Carthaginian loss. Carthaginian despair. Hannibal flees the battlefield, his once invincible luster tarnished. His soldiers retreat in disarray, Carthage's dreams of Mediterranean dominance shattered. Hannibal's exile. A lone figure cuts through the crowds in Asia Minor, a venerable but broken Hannibal wandering from court to court, seeking refuge that guarantees his safety. Rome reforms. In Rome, the Senate is described bustling with plans for future expansion. Soldiers train using tactics inspired by Hannibal's own methods, recognizing past weaknesses. Birth of an empire. A bird's-eye view of the Mediterranean reveals Roman influence spreading widely. Rome stands on the precipice of becoming an empire, its military and political systems forever shaped by the lessons of Cannae and the wider war. Please like and subscribe.